Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of the Bromigos.
This is not the Bromigos.
It's not the Bromigos. I forgot. No, we're gonna redo this. Okay, one real quick. I can edit all that out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Coastal Bros. Here we are with Joey Two Wallets. I'm your host, Big Chief Daddy. I'm not even gonna edit that out. I'm just gonna leave it in because that's how we do it here. And we can. Let me say one thing. It's rivalry week between. He has his Titan gear on.
Hold on, I can't hear you.
Yeah, with your little Titan mask.
I can't hear what?
Yeah. Ha! So you got obviously it's the big week, Titans and Chiefs. We'll get to that in a minute. Let's just recap a couple of the divisional games. We'll start with
the comeback.
We'll start with the comeback. Okay, so the Chiefs, the greatest comeback in probably playoff history. Let me tell you real quick that I was in the first quarter. I messaged you. I was messaging everybody. I was
Livid.
downright depressed. I called it for over. I said this game is over. And it was because we were just messing up quickly. You know what I'm saying? We were messing up like it was no tomorrow. Fumbles, drop passes, you know, like I said, the fumble with the Tyreek Hill had the kickoff, the Demarcus Robinson can't catch a ball. Travis Kelce couldn't catch the ball. We woke up really tight. And I was like, well, you can't blow a lead like the Chiefs are known to do in the playoffs if we don't got one. So they're going to break my heart this year by just getting their ass kicked. And then the second quarter happened, and it was called the second quarter magic. That's what we call it, KC fans and Chief Kingdom. Second quarter magic happened. 28 unanswered, going into the halftime up 4. And it was all she wrote from there. But I'm telling you, come the fourth quarter, we were only up 17, and I was still nervous until the end. I had people checking on me, calling my moms, calling the wife.
I called the mother.
Yes. I was watching the game with the family. Next thing you know, I was watching the game by myself. So it was a good game. And on our way to the AFC conference game at home again, want to say thank you again to Miami on that one to face a team that took out the Baltimore Ravens. We all kind of figured that was happening. Baltimore off a 3-week bye. You can't have a 3-week bye.
Now,
Joey Two Wallets, you can talk a little bit about your Chiefs, your Titans there.
Now, unlike Christian and the rest of the world, there was no way that the Titans were going to beat the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore. I said, okay. I made a clear statement. This team reminds me of the Tennessee Titans from 20 years ago. Nobody wanted to believe me. The talent is similar. The skill sets are similar in that talent. And the play calling is eerie similar. So, that being said, we walked into Baltimore. We were more physical. We're bigger. We're a little bit quicker. And we walked out with a W. I couldn't believe when John Harbaugh in the playoffs showed fear. And anytime you show fear in any playoff game, you lose from that moment on. The Tennessee Titans were up 14-0. And he went for it on 4th down instead of punting. He sealed the game right there. Done deal.
Well, I could say the same thing about the Chiefs game because
that fake punt.
that fake punt.
Game was over right there. I was talking to
in your own territory, and you screwed up, and the momentum just came. I mean, we needed a spark. That McCall Hardman that was spark, and we had Mahomes yelling at his team, but not yelling as in like, "What are you guys doing?" But more like, "Hey, man, we're gonna get back into this. Remember who we are."
Okay,
And
but it's funny. It's funny you say that because on the very next Texan possession, I said that ball is going to go to the 1 yard line. He better not take it off that 1 yard line. He better kneel right there. He came out. He got to the 21 or 22 yard line, and that ball came out a flying and landed directly in the hands of the Kansas City Chiefs. I was like, why did he come out? He's seen the momentum in this game. The crowd is in this game. Why would he take it out?
Yeah. Funny stat for you. We didn't. The Chiefs ran out of fireworks in they put it on the billboard due to your celebration and the fact that we scored 7 straight touchdowns. We ran out of fireworks. So please, they actually said if you had a problem, please see customer service. Anybody had a problem with that in Arrowhead, don't go to the game. But so it's going to be Tennessee versus Kansas City. The Coastal Bros are at its finest. We'll get to that game in a bit. Let's just recap a couple of the other 2 games real fast. San Francisco, look, I said Kirk Cousins was going to lose it in the 4th. He lost it in the 3rd. Jimmy G looks good.
I thought good. I didn't. Okay, Kirk Cousins made one mistake in the 3rd quarter, but Minnesota is a running team. They had no running game.
Yeah, they couldn't run the ball.
They could not be balanced as they normally are. And Mike Zimmer, look, these teams do take on their coach's personality. You can tell who Mike Zimmer is from the way they play. They are very balanced. They're very organized. They're not going to beat themselves. When it comes to the Minnesota Vikings, you're going to have to beat them. And that's exactly what the San Francisco 49ers did. They took them apart. And it didn't look as close as the score indicated.
Oh, no, it didn't. In fact, that game was I don't know. Maybe I had more. I'm an AFC guy. You're an AFC guy. Maybe I was looking more for that. As far as the other NFC game goes, Packers held on, and that game was not as close as the score was, but the Packers jumped up big, 21-3, I believe, and then they let Russell Wilson come back. He kind of got his rhythm. But then we had calls of all calls. Did you see the play to Jimmy Graham?
His helmet and wrist hit the ground simultaneously before he slid. Okay, his helmet was before the first down marker. That would have given Seattle at least 2 possessions before the end of the game.
So the angle I saw his forearm land right at the yard marker. Now, I know the yellow line isn't the actual line, but if you pretty darn close in these day and ages, it had landed right there. I thought his arm was right there, forearm, elbow, and that's where the ball was at. And boom, he's down. He has the first down. I don't think that was... That wasn't the... I mean, I hate to have a game like that called because of that. I mean, they reviewed it. It's one of those, like, if they would have called that play incomplete, like, if they would have called it short, I don't think they would have reversed it to a first down. It was one of those, like, we talked about last week with the offensive pass interference, or wasn't the offensive pass interference the pass to Kyle Rudolph. They're not going to call it this. They're not going to call it when it's that close, and I actually like that. I like the fact that don't call it. Let them have let them fight for it. So,
No, I agree. I agree.
but that's basically what happened in the divisional rounds. Let's talk about the conference championship games, and let's just get the NFC one out of the way.
Okay.
Let's get that one out of the way now because we know we're going to talk a lot about the next one.
Right.
Green Bay's going to San Francisco, going to Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. And
I'm sorry. To me, it'll always be Candlestick Park for you 49er fans out there.
Candlestick Park is no longer even here.
It's Candlestick Park to me.
It's in the dirt.
Then it should be nicknamed Candlestick Park.
It's in the parking lot.
It should be nicknamed.
They nicknamed the parking lot Candlestick Park.
Sorry, man. I'm not a 49ers fan, but even I got memories of Candlestick Park, and I ain't never been there.
Yeah, I've been there once when I was younger. I snuck down. I have a picture of me sneaking down, and there was an open part of the gate. And I snuck down, and I took a picture by myself on the outfield with the baseball diamond on the back. It was pretty cool. But yeah, I like Green Bay in this game. I'm taking the Packers. I think Frisco's defense is good, but I like Aaron Rodgers. I like Aaron Rodgers more than I like Jimmy G. And the weapons. If Devontae Adams, I mean, who on the 49ers are going to stop Devontae Adams?
Sherman.
You think?
Sherman.
Who's going to stop Jimmy Graham?
Them linebackers are athletic, and Jimmy Graham's past is prime.
And Adam Jones?
Those linebackers are athletic, and Jones is not that great.
So I like the Packers. I'm taking the Packers in this game. I'm taking the Packers in the Super Bowl. I like the Packers.
You said some stuff like that. Oh, I can't believe you said that.
I like the Packers.
No, I want to see you. Hold on. I'm going to record you saying something like that. So you're on.
I like the Green Bay Packers to beat the San Francisco 49ers to go on to Miami in Super Bowl 54.
In Candlestick 2.
Yes, in Candlestick Park / Levi Stadium.
What's this miraculous score you're going to have?
What did I have last? I forgot what I said on the Bromigos, what the score was. I didn't write it down. But I believe the Packers were underdogs by. Let me quickly check this out. They're down. They're underdogs only by 7.5. It's only 7.5. So I was saying it was a 28-24. 28-24. Green Bay. Go, Pack, go.
You know what? I'm going to stop this right here. You know why I think you're saying that?
Why?
Kansas City Chiefs, if they get past Tennessee, would thrash Green Bay. You know this.
I don't know this.
So there's no futuristic thought about that at all.
Look, if I had a futuristic thought, then we wouldn't have played the Texans. We damn sure wouldn't have played the Tennessee Titans. We would have played the Baltimore Ravens and New England Patriots because I don't like the AFC South.
Yes, you have said this.
Right?
But
so it's okay. State Farm Bowl, Super Bowl 54. It's going to be the State Farm Bowl, and there's going to be a lot of State Farm commercials. Works for the NFL.
You think Green Bay
rematch Super Bowl 1?
You think Green Bay is going to walk into San Francisco when they got murdered the first time?
I know they
You
got
think
murdered. I know
you
they got murdered.
and you think some way, somehow,
it's called adjustments.
do you know who that coach is?
Yeah, I know who that coach is. It's Mr. Shanahan. Okay, I
No,
don't
no,
like
no, 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 no,
Shanahans anyways. I don't like
no,
the
no, no,
Shanahans.
no, 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 no. Green Bay's coach.
Matt LaFleur.
Do you know what his weakness is?
I'm not a Green Bay fan. I'm not quite sure. But was
Deviating and rehashing about what's going on the field. That is his biggest weakness. That's why Seattle creeped back in the game. He does not know how to adjust on the fly. That was his weakness in Tennessee.
well, we shall see. What is your score? What do you think? You think it's a blowout? You think the Niners are going to blow them out again?
I'm thinking 24-13. I think it'll be, just considering that Green Bay's defense is actually legit. I'm giving that defense credit, but offense. Now that Aaron Rodgers doesn't throw 45 times, 50 times a game.
Well, he only threw 33 times in the first game. It's just
that's my case in point.
They didn't have a running. They didn't have a running game. I think
right.
they'll have.
I think they'll have a point.
I think they'll have a running game.
Since the simple fact that Aaron Rodgers won't be throwing 45 times a game, he's not going to get those stats that we're used to seeing. But it's not the stats. It's the consistently being accurate at being accurate. If his offensive line were better, so you did not think about Bosa at all in this.
I know Bosa, Mr. Bosa, one that falls down, gets hurt, then comes back and shakes the crowd and says, "I'm not hurt. Yeah, that Bosa, yeah."
That little dude is a monster.
I know, better than his brother.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't go that far.
His brother's sitting at home.
Yeah, but both brothers are monsters. Just because one's on a successful team, the other one's not, that's not his fault.
Look, I like Green Bay. What is your score for this? Again, do you think it's going to be 37-8? You said no, right?
No, not 37-8. I got I'm really San Francisco 24, Green Bay 13. I see Green Bay scoring first with a field goal. I see San Francisco scoring twice in the first half, which would probably be 10. I'm thinking 10, and then I'm thinking somebody's going to get a pick six in the second half because it's something Aaron Rodgers, something has to happen that something doesn't normally happen in order for one of these two teams to win. And I just see Aaron Rodgers a tip pass. He didn't throw it to Devontae Adams in that play, and that dude just happened to drop it or it go through his hands, land in somebody else's hands, and then end up in the end zone by San Francisco's safety, or it'll be on the opposite side of Richard Sherman because Aaron Rodgers knows better. Kirk Cousins didn't care. That's what I see happening. In the third quarter, Aaron Rodgers is going to throw a good pass at 14-10, and Green Bay is going to be driving the field, right? It's 14-10. Boom, first down, boom, first down. Next thing you know, they run the ball. The next thing you know, Aaron Rodgers throws a pass to either Jimmy Graham or somebody else. It slips out of that person's hand, lands in San Francisco's hand. That dude takes it to the house. The crowd goes nuts. San Francisco scores one more time. After Aaron Rodgers goes the next drive and then they get another field goal, they get 13. And the next thing you know, San Francisco gets the ball back. They waste about 6 or 7 minutes on the clock because the defense is going to be tired at that point. San Francisco scores one more time, seal the game, game over.
Well, the Green Bay Packers can't go down like they did last time. They were down 23-0. by the end of the first half. Then they scored. They got 8, and then Green Bay got another 17, and it was game over. Or 49ers got another 17, it was over. The Green Bay Packers can't go down 23. If they go down 23, they're done. Okay, they got it. They got to play with the lead. I don't think Green Bay can play from behind, because if Seattle was in the lead, I don't think Green Bay would have won. So I'm thinking Green Bay probably close up another maybe 10 nothing, maybe 14-3, and they might the game will change. Anyways, so that's that game. Let's talk about it. AFC title game. That team from Tennessee, the Cinderella of all Cinderella teams, trying to do exactly what the Green Bay Packers did when they won the Super Bowl, win all their games on the road as a wild card team, and also this time knock out all 4 division leaders. If you count the Houston Texans to get into the playoffs, New England Patriots, Baltimore Ravens, because they knock out the Kansas City Chiefs, to go on to the Super Bowl and to face the Niners for Joey Two Wallets, for the Packers, for me. Okay. Well, we all know who we each team want. Obviously, we're not gonna go there. Okay, look, I want the Chiefs. I'm decked out in my Derek Thomas jersey. I got my hat on. I wore the greatest linebacker, defensive player in Chiefs history. You have your Eddie George, best running back in Titans history / Oilers history.
And as Eddie George said, I get jacked just thinking about what's going to happen.
All right. So let me say this. You guys beat us 35-32 in Tennessee. Okay. You also beat us a couple years ago in the playoffs with Mariota throwing the pass to Mariota.
Last year we beat you guys in your house during
the season. That was 2 years ago.
No, during the season. Last year.
Did you beat us last year in the season?
In your house.
In our house last year? Okay, so this is going to be a good game. However, let me tell you right now.
Okay.
If the Chiefs do not come out on all cylinders, and by I means I think they will. I don't think they're going to fall back like they did last week. Because I think that bye week affected them. If they go down 17-0, this game is over. I'm sorry, it's going to be over. Why? Because Derrick Henry will run the ball, and you guys will have like 45 minutes of time of possession. That's the way you guys beat Patrick Mahomes. Keep Patty Mahomes off the field. It's not necessarily. Look, you ain't outscoring the Chiefs. You ain't gonna outscore us, but you will. You could win time of possession. What will help you win the game? Because you're shorting the game. You're shorting the game.
I do have a prediction.
If it's
I can 100% guarantee this next prediction. Okay? Ryan Tannehill will have 2+ touchdowns, and he's going to throw for more than 100 yards for the first time this postseason. And Derrick Henry will have over 50 yards receiving, which is going to add to his 150+ total, which is going to happen on Sunday.
Nope. I don't see it.
So you're knocking both predictions?
No, I give you Henry giving the 50 yards is fine, but I don't.
150 yards total. But he's going to get more than 150 yards receiving.
Who's getting more than 150 yards? Henry?
Henry's getting more than 50 yards receiving, more than 150 total.
So he runs for 100 and catches for 50. Is that what you're telling me?
At least.
I'll give you the 100 yards rushing. I don't know about catching the 50, catching that, but possible.
Now, when Steve Spagnuolo, because I know Steve Spagnuolo, when he throws that safety blitz, guess what's going to happen? Ryan Tannehill is going to run, boot out like he's, oh no, I'm under pressure. Derek, all he's got to do is shoot a jump shot or a little underhand to guess who? When the Honey Badger's blitzing in, because it's going to come from the other side, blitz on the opposite side. There you go, Derek. Derek going to catch it like this, right here on the hip. He going to turn. He going to shake one cat. Watch. He's not going to run through. He going to shake one cat, and there's going to be two blockers that's going to head to the hood.
Let me tell you something. You forget Dirty Dan Sorensen. He's been playing really great, and he ain't shaking Dirty Dan.
Oh, you mean that guy that be catching Houston Texan dudes on fourth down? That guy.
Yeah.
That guy wasn't Derrick Henry, mine.
So it's gonna be a good game. I don't think again, I'm gonna say it just like last week. We win on Andy Reid. If Andy Reid still stays aggressive, we win. However, and I say this, however, I believe that during the coin toss, we must receive the ball. We usually defer to the second half. I think you want the ball to start this game. You have the home field crowd behind you, and you do not want Tennessee to take this crowd out really fast, just like Houston did. Because when this fat crowd goes out, hell, I saw it. We already saw the kid that went viral because he left the game because he thought he was cursed, and that's why he left. And they came back and won after the second quarter. In the second quarter.
Okay, I can understand that.
You need the ball, and then also second quarter magic, baby. Chiefs second quarter magic have outscored every single opponent in the second quarter this year. They outscoring them.
Okay.
Third,
I'm gonna ask you one question.
Hold on, wait a minute. Third, Patrick Mahomes has not lost a game no more than 7 points.
Well, there's a first time for everything. I'm gonna put it to you like this. Everything you said sounds magically wonderful and delicious. Okay? I want to ask you one question. If you guys are down by the end of the second quarter, do you really want to kick it to the Tennessee Titans when you know we've been tricking these teams on running the clock? You saw what we did in New England. You saw.
I know you pulled the Belichick on Belichick. I get all that. I'm just saying.
Okay, and then add to that. Do you really want to give the ball to Derrick Henry in the third quarter to start the third quarter?
Do you want to give Derrick Henry the ball in the first quarter?
That's the freshest your players are going to be. Statistically, you want to give it to Derrick Henry first because between 6 and 11 carries, he's going to break one. So, if you guys can find a way to stop him first, if I were you, that's what I would try and do. But it don't matter because guess what? In the first quarter, they're going to say, you know what? Let's throw him off. We're not going to run with Henry. We're going to screen it to Henry. We're going to throw it out to him in a flat and let him work in space because guess what? Y'all think he's just a power back that runs downhill. Y'all have never seen him. Oh, well, maybe you guys have. The dude can only run for 99 yards and outrun a whole defense. He runs a 4.5 in pads. And he's 260, and they keep saying he's 240 and 6'3". That's a lie. He's taller than Eddie George was 6'3", 234. Shannon Sharp said himself, I am 6'4", 245, and I have to look up at Derrick Henry. There's no way he's shorter than Shannon Sharp. And Shannon Sharp said, look, I am 245. He got at least 15 pounds on me. And not only can he go north and south, he can go east and west. I double dog dare y'all to take the ball first. I triple dog dare y'all to take the ball first. Because if you guys score first, guess what? Your defense is going to be so emotionally spent on the sideline, and here comes Derrick Henry. All we got to do is put the ball in his hands. You guys are going to get wore down. He's going to have 15 carries before the first 20 minutes of the game. Either way. By the third quarter, you do not want to give it to Henry in the third quarter with your defense being spent. You guys are the smallest defense we faced in the postseason. That's not a good look.
Okay. I'm just talking crowd noise. I'm talking the fact that, we're going to try to let your boy Tannehill be us.
I could imagine a crowd like this, just like they were in Baltimore.
We were like that in the first quarter against the Texans, and then what happened? Couple momentum swings, and there it goes.
But the Titans are not the Texans.
Okay. Well, technically,
better
the Texans
coach,
are better than the Titans.
Defensive talent. You know what the Texans have that's better than us? They have a better quarterback.
They had a better quarterback.
And they have better receivers.
Okay, so you're one-dimensional.
No, we have a better offensive line. That makes us multidimensional. We have a better running back who can not only run, he can catch. We actually have a better slot receiver.
Okay, you're telling me this. You're telling me that Derrick Henry is all you got because you're just gonna swing past it to Derrick Henry, and you're gonna run, and you're gonna run it. You're gonna run it to him. Yeah, John Brown. Is that who's gonna beat us?
A.J. Brown is gonna shock y'all.
Who's covering Tyreek Hill?
Don't matter.
Who's covering Travis Kelce?
Jaylen Brown.
Who's covering Sammy Watkins?
Adoree Smith.
Who's going to spy on Patrick Mahomes?
Woodyard.
We have a lot of weapons.
Our defense has a lot of weapons.
I'm just saying I think we're gonna win this game.
As a matter of fact, you wonder who's gonna spy in the middle of the field? The interception leader total from the last 2 years. Bayard.
Our defense has been playing really, really good. Remember, our defense wasn't the reason we dropped 24-0 last game.
Okay, I'll give it to you like this. When did your defense start playing well? After you lost to Tennessee in Tennessee.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes just got back.
Okay. That means he was healthy enough to play.
So, we'll see. If Chris Jones is playing,
guess what?
Another guy.
Neutralized. Chris Jones is going to have to go up against Tyler Lewan. Not going to work.
We shall see.
Bring in Suggs on the other side. Not going to work. If you think Suggs is getting in front of Derrick Henry, or if you think on third down he's going to try and chase down D.D. Lewis, good luck.
Look at you getting so heated. I can see the heat going through the mask.
But you're the one turning red.
I am always red. We are red. We're Chiefs. We're red.
That's the point. You matching your jersey right now. You're nervous. You're scared.
I ain't scared.
Because Henry is bigger than every player on your defense. And you want to know what's funny? In Baltimore, Derrick Henry was bigger than two of the starting defensive linemen for Baltimore. And it's funny. Look, they got Henry for a tackle for a loss in the first quarter, right? They somewhat tackled him. He hit him full on and Derrick Henry just fell to a knee. And they didn't even get him to turn over on his back. Derrick Henry got hit, and he fell to a knee with one arm on the ground.
Okay.
That's all they doing. This is old school Tennessee Titan football. This is how we've been doing since the Houston Oilers days.
And what happened in the first game? You only won by 3.
Yeah, but you guys got up. Guess what? Ryan Tannehill threw us back in the game. Because you guys, and Derek run for over 150 yards in that game too? In week 10?
He had 188 yards. I saw it.
Oh, okay. So he ran all over.
Who hasn't ran all over the Chiefs? Carlos Hyde did the same thing when they played Texans.
Did Carlos Hyde do that last week?
Our defense is playing a lot better. I'm trying to tell you. Everybody,
so now you're comparing Carlos Hyde to Derrick Henry. Is that what
I'm not comparing Carlos Hyde and Derrick Henry. I'm not. I'm saying that I'm comparing the defense between those two games at home against Houston Texans, at Kansas City. Those two that defense compared to what I saw defensively since the Raider game. I take that back. Since the Charger game the next week. Okay? And I'm saying it's a lot different than what it was there. And granted, I know what you're gonna say, but the Titans are the reason why your Chiefs won.
No, teacher, I know the answer. I know the answer to this one. Come on, pick me. Come on. All right. This is what makes it worse. Your boy, and I'm glad you brought him up, Tyreek Hill added to the list. Just like Jericho. Click. He just added himself to the list. The Patriots defense said, we will stop Derrick Henry. He ran for 109. He ran for a bunch. Then Earl Thomas got himself famous saying, it didn't look like they were ready to tackle. There's a picture of Earl Thomas being Derrick Henry's personal blocker for a couple of plays.
Sure is.
Now, I don't know if you know, but SportsCenter said, or was it Fox Sports West on Undisputed, and I quote, I don't think there's any team that can stop us. You guys just made billboard. You know why you ain't heard no Titans? Because we ready to fight.
Okay.
Tyreek Hill saying, can't nobody stop us. Shannon Sharp said himself, well, when y'all need to go down and score in Tennessee, y'all got stopped. Tennessee did beat y'all.
Shannon Sharp is the most wishy-washy guy I've ever heard of. He's the more okay. So what he says is nothing because he was my homeboy and all this other stuff and going with my homeboys, and all of a sudden he liked Derrick Henry. So I don't listen to half that stuff that guy says.
Shannon Sharp said New England would win. And Shannon Sharp said there's no way on God's green earth that Baltimore loses.
All right, and I'm sure he's going to go. And I'm sure he's going to go with the Chiefs.
Skip Bayless said, and I quote, after I said it, when I was talking to you on the pre-show before we did our show, boy, a rhythm quarterback like Lamar Jackson taking 3 weeks off and then heading against that defense that just walked into New England.
Okay, so we're not off 3 weeks. We played last week.
Yes. A very emotional comeback game against a very unwell coached, undisciplined football team.
That won the division?
With super talent.
Let's not mistake the only reason why you guys were even in the playoffs is because they took a damn game. They were off. The Texans took off.
We were going to win that game anyway.
Are you sure?
100%.
I don't know.
Oh, wait. You just mentioned the people that took off. It was just the offensive people. It wasn't the defense. The Texans defense didn't take off. Oh, wait. Henry ran for 200-something in that game.
I'm not saying Derrick Henry is not a beast. I get it. I'm not saying Derrick Henry is not a beast. I'm just saying, I'm backing up my team. I think my defense is playing a lot better than what your team is playing.
I agree. But your defense is not playing as well as ours is right now.
We shall see.
Our team has been in playoff mode for 4 weeks.
Okay, I get it. I know. Our team has been in somewhat of a playoff
mode for the last 3 quarters.
No, our team was in the playoff mode before we got there because we wanted that 1 seed. We ended up getting the 2 seed. So we're still in playoff mode. We got a little slowed down because of the bye week.
You guys were rusty. That's all.
Okay, 1 quarter rusty.
Right.
Then after that, what happened?
And then y'all played
we
3.
dropped 51
actually,
points on the division-leading South Division winners.
See, you're turning a little redder. You're getting redder there.
That's right.
Now, right. They played technically. I mean, if you want to get complete serious, the Kansas City Chiefs played for 2 quarters last week. The second and third, and the game was over.
They're up 17, and I was still worried about the fact that maybe they come back in the fourth. We played 3 good quarters, okay?
But the Kansas City Chiefs didn't care because the game had already been over at that point.
At the same time, I'm not saying that, hey, we need to come out strong, just like you guys, and if we can't fall behind. We can't fall behind on this team because you guys will just do what I said before in the Patriots when you guys play the Patriots. Dive, run the ball. 24 lead, 26 lead, 22 lead,
A-gap,
23 lead, 25 lead. All that. Pitch here, pitch there. I do agree that your boy can run east to west, but on pitches, he still runs downhill after he catches the ball.
Oh, did you see when he ran for 45 yards? That was a stretch play, my friend.
He still runs downhill.
Oh, you mean downhill when he had to run in the hole, turn left, and then he came back and turned right and then ran uphill?
Still runs downhill to me. Anyways, so that's gonna do it. What's your prediction for this score? Because we got to get going. Got to wrap this show up real quick. No closing segments today. We got too heated with this game. Like I knew it was gonna happen. I have a score. I had it 38-28. Chiefs would win by 10. What do you got?
My prediction is W to L. Titans gonna win, baby.
What's your score?
I don't need numbers because I'm a superhero. No, I'm just playing. If I really had to pick a score, to be completely honest, you guys think Ryan Tannehill's gonna knock each other?
Oh, I think he will. Play action.
And
you're gonna pick on Javarius Ward. I guarantee Javarius Ward gives up 1 deep ass pass because he sucks the corner.
Well, ran.
And if Ryan Tannehill beats us, I'll say thank you.
Now, like I said, according to the numbers, I was watching. I think it was Playbook, but I was watching on YouTube. The Tennessee Titans don't run away from the strengths of a team. They don't run away from the strengths. They go at the strengths. Like Baltimore's rush D line is better stopping on the right. We ran 70% to the right and 30% to the left, which means we ran at the strength of y'all defense. You guys got exhausted and the game was over. The secondary is weak in Kansas City. We all know. So don't be surprised if you see Henry in the second quarter start to catch a couple of screen passes. And also, A.J. Brown will be in this game.
Okay.
And that's the guy that's going to eat y'all alive.
What's your score?
I don't want you to be mad at me when I say this.
I'm not going to be mad.
31-22.
Okay.
9-point victory.
I got it at 10. I said 38-28.
But the reason why is because we're only going to score on offense maybe 21 points. We're going to get 10 points off of turnovers.
We'll see. Okay.
All right.
Well, that's gonna do it for this lovely edition of the Coastal Bros. Make sure you catch us on Sports Daddy TV on Facebook, at Sports Daddy TV on Twitter, Sports Daddy TV on Instagram, Sports Daddy _TV on Instagram. And also subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you also on YouTube TV at Sports Daddy TV.
Yes.
Do you want to put a wager on this, buddy? Any particular? You want to drop? You want to put some? Like we won't do gear because I ain't wearing that ugly ass Titan gear, and you're not gonna wear my beautiful Chief gear. But if I ain't wearing that, I like wrestling, but I ain't still wearing that. If the Chiefs win, I want 3 cases of Coke Zero. I'm 3 cases.
That's actually a good bet.
Of Coke Zero. You buy me Coke Zero, 3 cases. If the Titans win, what am I buying you?
3 cases of Aquafina water.
Aquafina water. All right. My soda versus your water. That's what's going to be. All right. And yes, I did steal this out of the Undisputed because they do.
Yeah, they bet
Diet Mountain Dew. Okay, I did steal it for people out there. Oh, you still not still Undisputed.
Yes.
But again, well, thanks for listening, watching. Let's go, Chiefs. Chiefs Kingdom.
Wait, I didn't hear that. Titans?
Chiefs Kingdom.
Oh, wait, Titans? What Titans?
Oh.
Titans?
Oh.
Somebody said Titans. Remember the Titans?
All right, guys.
Titans?
We'll talk to you later.
Go ask Denzel Washington about the Titans.
Titans when they lost to the Chiefs.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Have a good one, folks.
All right. Tighten up, baby. Tighten up.
Chiefs Kingdom.
Tighten up.